Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is another weight loss update for you all. So we're on to week 118. I've got my little notepad here just showing me what we're on because I don't like every time doing the video and never knowing what week we're on. So I shall get straight into it. So I hadn't planned on going to group this week. I don't know if any of you have seen my Instagram and Facebook posts, but my plan was that I was going to book it as a holiday, and I sent my consultant a message on Tuesday because I had planned to go to a group in the morning at 9:30, but I didn't manage it. I got out of bed, I was ready, but I couldn't go to the toilet, and I didn't want to go to group without having gone to the toilet. I know it's really stupid, I should have just gone, but I thought no, I'll wait. So I then ummed and ahed all day, and then I eventually decided to go to a group at 7:30, which was round by where I live. So I was pleased I did. So I'll show you what happened. I lost. Not just a little amount either, huge. I'm really shocked. £4 weight loss. I can only think of one other time I've lost £4, and that was a while ago. I was at Slimming World at the time. Yeah, so I'm currently weighing 13 stone 8.5. I've lost 13 stone pounds in total with Slimming World. So I'm creeping back to my 1 stone award again, which I'm really happy about. Let me just see how much I've lost in total. I've got it on my Fitness Pal, so I can say exactly how much it is when it comes up. My phone's being very slow at the moment. So in total I've lost 2 stone 7.5 pounds. So I'm really happy. Yeah. The most bizarre thing was that I kind of was umming and ahhing about going to group, and I was going to go to a 5:30 group, and I kind of ended up not doing that because we weren't ready. My partner was taking me, we weren't ready to go. But what was even more strange was that I actually weighed myself, thinking if I don't go, at least I've weighed myself and I can do a video with, you know, me on my scales. So I weighed myself at home. And this is really bizarre, but I actually weighed, I think, I've actually got a picture here. I was actually weighing 13 stone 9.5. So I had lost a pound within about 4 hours, which is even more bizarre, which makes me wonder if my scales are correct. But here, I'll even show you the proof of it, so you can see 13 stone 9.5. So that is just absolutely bizarre, because when I got on the scales, the lady who was weighing me, she looked at it and went, oh, and then I looked at it and went, oh my god. That's all I could say was, oh my god. And she didn't say anything else to me, and I said, I don't even know how much I've lost, but I can see that's big, because it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be sort of, I thought by the time I'd gone to group I might have lost maybe £2 or something. And then she says, oh, I've written it in your book. She said, whatever you're doing, just keep doing. And then as I was leaving, I said, thank you very much. And she said, oh, well done. It was just, I just could not believe it. She said, I'm really happy. So yeah, it was completely unexpected. I mean, really completely unexpected, because obviously from weighing myself earlier on that day, that I was not expecting that at all. So I'm so chuffed with that. I'm just hoping that I can keep it off, and that I have either a maintain or a lose next week. I don't really want to be gaining anything. I want to get back to my stone and keep pushing further on with it. I don't want to be going backwards. So what I want to talk about is sort of, I did do a little bit of changing this week, and I don't think I said last week what I was going to do, because I was sort of unsure really what to do, because obviously the gain that I'd had, I hadn't expected it. So kind of this week what I did was I cut my carbs a lot. Not a lot, but a lot more than I usually would. As you know, I enter onto my Fitness Pal and I was sort of going up to like over 200 of carbs each day. So before I used to try and keep it at 100, but I couldn't really stick to it. So what I did was that I noticed that a couple of weeks ago when I had my 2.5 pound loss, that I had a look at how much carbs I was actually having, and it was like 160 odd. So basically what I decided to do was to do that. So I've gone to 150, and I've tried to keep it at that every single day this week. So I'm just trying to look through to see at my how I did. So yeah, basically I kept it at 250 grams of carbs a day, and I did go over, I'm not going to lie, I did go over. It's not as easy as you think it is, because you don't realise how much food has got carbohydrate in, even vegetables, fruit, you know, it's quite shocking when you start calculating it, which meant that the sort of carbohydrates I was eating, all I was managing really was to have my 2 bits of toast, which is a 400 gram loaf, 2 slices of that, and something at lunch. And sometimes I could get away, you know, I'd have the odd couple of snacks, but it was keeping it low. So I mean, I could go and say no more carbohydrate at all and just literally stick to having whatever carbs I get from my vegetables and fruit, but I'm not really sure I want to do that at the moment. I just want to restrict my carbs enough that I can lose, which is the main aim. I just need to keep losing. So basically for last week I was at 166 grams of carbs, so I did go over, but I didn't think it was that bad. I thought I did really well. I didn't feel deprived at all. I still had little bits of chocolate, I still had some popcorn, a Time Out, you know, Drifters, that sort of thing, but because I had that, it meant that I couldn't have, like at dinner, I couldn't really have like other like wedges and stuff. I mean, there was, I think 3 days where I did have, no, 1 day where I did have 3 different carbohydrates, but I hadn't had any snacks. So it's all, you know, swings and roundabouts really with what you can do. But I was happy with it. I'm happy and confident I can keep going on doing this. I did also, like, even though it's not really Slimming and Well friendly, but I did kind of end up having like extra fat, more fat than I usually would. There was a couple of days I think I might have had the chili that my partner made, which was like 20% beef, which isn't, I've gone to the 10% one actually, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I did have that, and I've had some avocado, and I haven't really stuck to anything, to be honest. All I've stuck to is 150 grams carbohydrate, literally that has been it really. And I think because of that, it meant that the sort of things that I normally would eat was lowered, so I didn't end up having so many calories as I usually would either. So that was really helpful really, so I'm going to keep doing that. Obviously the mints, this time I bought organic mints, and they don't do 5%, but what I decided to do was to buy 10%, and I'll probably just sin it. And I'm thinking that maybe I need to be using some of my sins on fat. I'm like really worried about what's happening with my knees, as you all know from my previous vlogs and what's happened. I just like having sort of a think about things, and I can see that something has made something change over these past couple of years. I had an x-ray back in 2015, I think it was like in the summer actually of 2015, and it showed that there was no change in my bones at that point. So between that time and now, there's been quite a substantial change to the fact that now my bone has changed and there's no cartilage left. And I mean, I was at a point then when I'd already lost 1.5 stone as well. So part of me wonders, is it nutrition that's done this as well as the exercise? There must be something that's made this happen, but I don't actually know what, and I haven't been told what. The only thing they say, oh, you know, you need to lose weight, you know, and keep moving. But I kept moving, and this is what's happened. So, you know, part of me, that's another why I feel so reluctant really to go back to the gym, because I'm worried that the more I do, the more damage I could be doing. I don't know until I go back. I think in August I'm not necessarily going to know what I should be doing, and I'm not sure he knows. You know, I think, you know, with the way how it's going, you know, I need to find some way of slowing down what's happening to my knees, because I think that's incredibly quick for something like that to happen, and my age as well. I mean, I'm only 36, and you know, both the doctor I saw and the consultant both said that this is the first time that they've ever had someone this age seen in front of them at this point in their life with the cartilage being as bad as it is and how it's gone. So that worries me that something else is going on that I'm not sure of. But anyhow, that's kind of my plan. I'm going to try and keep my sugary snacks as low as possible, and if I do have blips and I go a little bit over my carbs, then on other days I will try to keep it lower. You know, I'll just try and figure out a way, but that's something that I do need to think about doing. So I didn't stay at group, I only literally went to get weighed, but what I did pick up was there was a new Slimming World magazine, which I nearly hit my herself with. Yeah, so I picked this up, and I've had a very kind of quick flick through it, and there's a few interesting articles that I'm quite keen to read. There's one about plateauing in here, which I think might be quite interesting. A lot of people would always go through this stage of kind of having this issue, and I think that might be quite interesting to read. Recipes, I haven't found very many this month that I'm kind of wanting to try, but maybe because I haven't really had a really good read through it. So yeah, what else? Oh yeah, I bought a few things. But I'll explain firstly. I did a little bit of yoga this week as well. I did a bedtime routine, which was one that you actually did in your bed, which was really nice actually. I really enjoyed it. It was only about 12 minutes long, so it wasn't too taxing, and yeah, I found it quite nice actually. So I did that, and then when I was staying at my mother-in-law, so as you know, that's the reason why I didn't think I would be able to weigh in. I also took the opportunity to use her lovely big lounge, which isn't huge, but it's big enough. And I did a YouTube yoga video, and it was one for people with kind of strengthening, but you know, knees, who's had problems with knees. Usually if you've had an operation or something, it was kind of for that. So I thought I would give that a go as well, and my God, did I find it difficult. What I found it very uncomfortable. She's got concrete floor and then she's got carpet on top, and I found it agony trying to do some of it. There was a lot of kind of swinging about, you know, on your bum, and kind of raising your legs and then lower them low, you know, and slowly, and I just found that it kind of hurt a little, so I need a yoga mat basically. I also did, after that, I also did the 12-minute one. I didn't do it in bed, I just did it on the floor. I just thought that was kind of easier, and that was fine. So I did that, and that's all I've basically done this week. But I'm thinking about trying to increase my exercise and going for maybe my silver Body Magic award, because when I first began Slimming World, I did the first certificate I actually got was my bronze. So if you see here, it was my bronze award. So I'm sort of quite keen now to start moving on and trying to increase. How I do it, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe yoga. I need to go back to the gym as well, but at the moment I just don't know. I'm gonna try. So that's kind of my aim. I'll show you what I bought though. Start off with, I have to go right over here. So I bought a yoga mat, and it's quite big as well, and it's quite thick. I'll link it down below what I bought, but as you can see, it's 12mm thickness. The reason why I bought one so thick is literally because of the uncomfortableness when I was doing the yoga positions, and I think maybe as a beginner you need to get used to it a little bit. So that's what I've bought. It's actually Infinity yoga mat, and it came in like 2 other colours, so you could get purple, blue and black. Yeah, so I bought that. and I haven't tested it out yet. I will give that a go. Whether I'll do it in the next day or so, I don't know, because I am aching badly from the last yoga with all those stomach ones. Also, what I will do is, just in case any of you are interested in doing it, I do have a workout and a yoga playlist on my channel if you want to have a look. But what I'll do is I'll actually link down below the YouTube yoga ones that I've actually done, so you can have a look if you want to, in the description box. So yeah, so I did that. And also I bought, this video is really long, I'm so sorry, but I didn't realise it could be so long, but never mind. I also bought a new Polar watch. So as you can see here, I've bought the Polar A360. As you can see here, it's got a coloured screen that you can use. And I just thought, I don't know, I just felt that it was time to get a new one, really. I've had the other one now for a good couple of years, and I thought maybe my partner might like to have it. So he's actually been using it, and he's like doing really well with his steps. He obviously moves about way more than I do. But yeah, he's enjoying it, and he's actually taken the heart rate monitor to the gym with him now, so he's actually going to see how that goes. So I think it's quite good to have one. It does encourage you to move more, but I just kind of, I suppose I'm not, everything I want to do I don't feel I can do, so I feel a bit like, oh, I'm not going to do it, and I end up not moving, so it's not really good. But as you can see, it's actually way smaller than my other one, and it actually looks way better on my wrist. The other one was just so big and clumpy. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'll link it down below where I bought it from. It wasn't the cheapest price because I bought it Amazon Prime, but you can get it, I think, from wiggle.co.uk, and it is a bit cheaper. But I wanted it like today. Everything, you want everything like today, and that's what I wanted, so I decided to just go Prime with it, because I didn't know when it was going to be delivered with wiggle.co.uk, and I'm not always at home, so it seemed easier to do that. One thing to mention is that this has also got, which my other Polar watch didn't have, which was my A300. This A360 has got a heart rate monitor on the wrist, so it can actually measure your heart rate all the time. It doesn't really measure it all the time, you have to go into it and see what it's actually saying. But I've been like on and off fiddling with that today, seeing what it is, and my heart rate isn't, my resting heart rate seems to be reasonably good, which I'm quite surprised about. But yeah, so I've been looking at that, and I can also see, same way as I do with my chest strap, I can measure my heart rate that way as well. So I can do both, but I don't know how at the moment to pair it. I'm not sure, I'd have to read that. But I believe you can pair it to that, or I can use the heart rate monitor on the wrist. But what I have heard by the ones on the wrist though, that they do lag behind a little bit. They do eventually catch up, but they do lag a bit. So I don't know how often I will use that. I might possibly just use it if I'm at home doing yoga or something, but if I'm doing something that's quite high intensity, I think I would be thinking about using my halter instead, the chest one, chest strap. So anyway, I think I have rambled on long enough. I want to firstly, before I go, that I want to say thank you for all the lovely comments. I think I've replied to you all apart from one. I don't think I've replied to Happy Cat yet, but I will reply to you, I promise. I haven't forgotten about you. And if you haven't been following her, go and follow her. She's really, really lovely. And I'm just going to get going now and just go and start editing this and get it up for you lot. So I hope to see you all next week. Let me know how you're all going on, and I shall see you very, very soon. Bye.